Hello Pisces, welcome to your reading. My name is Maria and this is an intuitive tarot reading for Pisces. You could be Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, Stellium, Venus. You could also be a cross watcher and it could still be for you. It's a general reading, so you can swap around actually there are two people in this reading. You can swap them around. I don't know for sure which one is you. I'm just gonna take a guess. And you can swap around the genders, and because it's a timeless reading, when you're being guided to it, that was the perfect time for you to find it. So let's get started. We start out with these two creatures, or these two energies, the spider and the owl. And how they come out. They come out with the spider really wanting communion or a relationship or a partnership with the owl. And we'll take the owl after, but let's start with the spider. Now I'm going to read this as your person, let's say, as the other person, the one that is not you. But you can swap it around if that's how it is for you. So this spider comes out as an energy, a person that is that goes about life, or at least goes about trying to show up for this relationship or trying to show up for this partnership in a very intricate and diligent way. So this is not somebody who just shows up like, hi, you want to hang out, like let's have coffee. No, this one is somebody who needs to do it in a little bit in a more intricate way, let's say, or at least have some things in order first. It's not just gonna show up without a plan. It needs to somehow have its things in order and sort of spin a web, let's say, in order for it to feel like it can show up. So this is not a very impulsive energy as such. It works kind of in another way. It comes out with clarified by the 9 of Voices and the Chariot, which are two energies that are sort of a little bit in opposition to each other, or at least certainly not matching. And this tells me that this spider is actually trying to negotiate some energies that are pulling in each their direction. So one energy within them that really wants to move forward, and whose solar plexus, and I would assume also heart energy, but at least really an energy of wanting to move forward, is pointed towards you. You're here, being the owl, is pointed towards you, and it is looking towards you and is on its way to turning towards you, but it is unsure of making taking the big step, or really moving, and is sort of all of these horses down here. It looks to me like she's kind of holding them on a leash. She's trying to hold back all of these horses. So an enormous force really wants to move towards you. There's a lot of momentum and speed and force in this part, but she's kind of holding it back because she's not completely ready for the forward movement, or she's being held back by, I'm saying she, it's of course he, they, them. It's just because it looks like a she to me on the picture. But that this person is actually really being held back by some difficult emotions. Mostly this comes out to me today as fear. And that fear could take the shape of being shy, uncertain, having, maybe feeling lack of self-worth, maybe not feeling worthy. Could be that this person is really not completely sure that they're ready to come meet you. They might feel like they're not up to par, or they're not worthy. They may be struggling with self-confidence, but also there is a deeper fear in this, how I understand it, today. There is something that's holding them back, that's not just lack of confidence, but some maybe could be fear of rejection. But that is actually what is keeping this from moving forward, even though there's an incredible amount of wanting to move forward. Like there's really this incredible momentum that wants to move towards you, wants to get this partnership going. But this is a heavy energy. The Nine of Voices is weighing on them. And the deeper issues at play here come out described as via the inner voice, the compromise card, and courage. So these three energies. And what they're really doing is they're trying to come into inner clarity as well as they possibly can. They're really searching for that space inside of them where they're clear and conscious and knowing and knowing for sure how to move forward or when to move forward. But somehow some other part of them is continuously holding them back from going towards what they want the most. And I feel that this is sort of an unconscious reaction within them, that it's just too frightening to go towards what they want the most, to go towards this owl. And so without really knowing it, they sort of go into some compromises in their lives, and they just, no, I can just take the second best, or I can just not go, or I can do something else. Maybe it's not that important. And it might be a deeper dialogue that they're not really conscious about, because it could just be a habit, an old habit of that has maybe been created out of fear. And so the comfort zone is to just land on some compromise, and then maybe never really put yourself in the position where you could get a real rejection on something that really, really matters, something that is very important, something that is the one thing that you want. And so there might be some part of them that's like, oh, but it's okay, it's already good, I don't need to go and talk to the owl. I can stay here. But of course, the inner voice is not agreeing with that. The inner voice is saying something quite different. You see just how the colors don't mesh at all. This is really, there is a light that knows better within them. And the real problem, the real actual problem is that they are not sure how to show that courage, or they might not be completely ready yet to show that courage. Not as to say that you're dealing with a coward, you're not, because they have a lot of energy, but this is just really difficult for them, because they really, really want this, they really want you, and so it just matters too much. And you can understand this reading in another way, of course. Also, this could be you, and that thing is, this owl is something that you want, something that you're longing for. Could also be a dream or something, or, you know, you can switch it around as it fits. I feel that it's very important in this reading because it doesn't have to be only about two people. It could very well be, but that just needed to be said again, apparently. So that was a little story about your person and where they are in their headspace and heart space. And then out comes you as the owl, as this wise creature, also a little bit of a nocturnal creature. You might be the type of Pisces that likes to create art at night, or listen to music in the twilight zone, or however that works out. Maybe you like moon magic. I just feel like there's something about this card, maybe just this nightly vibe, that is very you. Something about how you're feeling most comfortable, could be at night, and in that space you're very peaceful, and you are all of these great qualities, knowledgeable and multidimensional, and you kind of incorporate space as such inside of you, which actually completely fits with a card that describes you on a deeper level, which is the existence card. Comes 2 cards down, but I'm just realizing it, just that how this is mirroring you on the outside and on the inside, which means that you're very much you. What you see on the outside is completely true to who you are. And also, of course, because of your wisdom, you're not hiding yourself, you're showing yourself as you are, although probably maybe preferably at night. And you're also coming out with these 2 incredibly beautiful energies. The 3 of materials and the 2 of emotions. So both cards of communion, of wanting connection, of cooperation, openness to community, to working together, to building relationships, to having friendships, to just all of it, just being really open and willing and able to have connections with others. And then, of course, the love card. So also having an open heart, willing to love, willing to play. This looks very playful to me. Willing to be in a flow state with love and beauty and somebody else. And so and actually some of your states may already be like this. You may already have, some of your life could be like this, but it could also be an inner state that you are within, that you're in this openness and loving inner mindset or feeling. And then this one, on the deeper level, you are very connected to the universe. You're very connected to everything. This is an incredible, even though it's not water, it's space, but this is an incredibly Piscean card. As this would be a Pisces, of course, being kind of at one with everything, and knowing that the stars and the skies and the universe is part of us, and we're part of it, and we come from out there somewhere. And this, this also looks like somebody who is very at peace, who's at peace with beingness, with just resting and enjoying presence and beauty. And this person, this he, she, they, is not, it could look like somebody who's maybe waiting for the spider to arrive, but really that's not the case. This one is not waiting. This one just is, and is very good at that. It's just good at being, which is an incredible feat, because not a lot of people are good at that. And you are. You have the wisdom and the love for being that. So this is really the state that you're in. And of course, the spider would be incredibly intrigued by that. Who wouldn't want to come and be near that energy? That's an incredible energy. So, of course, you're incredibly attractive to this one. And so, but then I actually also see that there is gonna be a change, because this spider is gonna wake up and realize that it has to take its power into its own hand in order to overcome the fear and this bad habit of compromising instead of going for what it is that it really wants. So it seems to me that what is coming up is that that spider is gonna realize that this is about becoming more powerful within themselves, so that they can actually move forward towards you. And that comes out with the Muse of Emotions and the Knight of Materials. So really it has to do with them having gone through, or just ending a process of going through, learning to master their emotions, which would be the way out of a lot of fear and anxiety. So they have been working on mastering their emotions, which is actually really the path to stepping into this leadership and the self-confidence to move forward towards you. It comes out though with this knight, which is not a very fast knight. So the good thing about the Muse Tarot is that all of the knights are horses, even the very slow knight, which is the one of the earth, the materials one. So it certainly is going faster than it could, but it's still not a super fast process, and it wouldn't be, because this spider likes to do things very properly. It makes a beautiful web before it starts doing its thing, before it starts going for its prey, let's say. It doesn't just wait and then jump out from behind a tree. It works in another way. So that takes a little bit of time. But it is stepping into power, and it is coming towards you. And so that comes out with two clarifiers, or two deeper understandings, which is the no-thingness and the sharing card. Quite the opposites. And this tells me that the understanding that one needs to come to, or the thing that they have, the understanding they have arrived at, is that nothing is gonna happen unless they show up willing to share. Willing to share, and sharing is, I don't see them at all as miserly, or, well, they of course they could be, this maybe you'll know, but it's more willingness to share is also, for example, showing up and being very vulnerable about the fact that it takes a lot of courage for them, that it's not easy, that they can't move in towards you like it's nothing. And so sharing could just be sharing of themselves. Sharing could be showing who they really are. So it's not necessarily about being giving or non-giving, but it is about having the courage and the wisdom to show up as what they are, completely what they are, and being ready to show that and share that with you, and not hold anything back, because that wouldn't work. First of all, you're Pisces, you'll see right through it. You're coming up here as an incredibly evolved creature, as this wise creature. So a wise Pisces, you can't show up to that person and hold something back and have kind of like a little dirty secret or just any kind of secret. That's not gonna fly at all. Hence this card, which is like, it's really like all or nothing. And I think they're gonna come to that realization. They're gonna realize, oh, okay, I need to show up with all of me, not holding anything back. And really, that would be the most healing thing that could ever happen to them, because that is what would and will make this fear disappear, make the compromises disappear. This is actually the opposite, again, an opposite of these two. Right? Here's the Pisces saying, no, it's all or nothing. And this one was in this, oh, I'll just take the compromise kind of state before. And coming out of this and stepping into a world that demands more of them, that actually demands that all of them is invested, will be a very, very healing experience. And it is what is going to make this union work. And I'm just having now this really funny realization, because at the end, an extra cosmic creature came out. And when I was started, which is the Ram, this is the card that's ending the reading. And when these two came out at first, and I realized the Pisces is the owl, and this one is the spider that's taking its time to make an intricate web. And this one seemed to me like it was a Virgo. And Virgo and Pisces are this axis of opposites, because well, it just is astrologically. And so I had this feeling that this is a Virgo, and this would explain a lot of things actually. It could just be somebody with that kind of energy, with being very meticulous and kind of a little slow, and has to think through a lot of things before they move forward. That's the kind of energy I'm getting from this one. And it would explain why the night is not a super fast night, because this one takes its time. It needs to think about it. But then the funny thing is that suddenly it's stepping up here at the end of the reading. It's stepping into like a ram energy, the Aries energy. So this one is kind of starting to incorporate a very active other energy. And it's really happening because you, Pisces, you're demanding of them that they show up with all of them. You won't take anything less. And that is just transformed. Not that there's anything wrong with Virgo, but it's transforming them into they're taking this energy into them and suddenly becoming able to be very this is the go-getter energy. So the go-getter energy kind of wakes up in them, and making them able to move forward in the world in a way they actually haven't been able to before. And so, as it turns out, this thing that they really wanted, namely you, is actually a portal, a door that's opening up to them becoming something that they have been longing to become, and that's gonna make them able to go get a lot of other things that they really want in their life. So an amazing transformation, and at the end, just as an overall energy, I drew a transformational tarot card. This is the La Pensée Créatrice. I have the French deck. So I think in the English one it's called maybe just the creative thinker, something like that. And this card is about it's about how much of what we create in our lives, actually everything that we create in our lives, is the thesis, at least from this card, comes from our mind, from things that we have thought. And when we have results in our lives that we don't understand, it's really because we can't remember the thought, but it was there at an earlier stage. Whether you believe this or not, this card is here to say that really what is at stake here is how we think about things. And for your spider to become its inner ram, to become this, to start incorporating this more active side of itself, this go-getter side, it's really about believing that it is possible to start thinking creatively about how to come and get what it is that it really wants, or what it is that they really want. So it all starts in the mind, which I think is, again, is kind of underlying my theory about this one being a Virgo, because that's what Virgo does. And this fear is really just something that's in the mind, and which of course is still a very powerful thing, but that is where this process is gonna happen. It's gonna happen on the inside, and then suddenly it's gonna manifest and they'll come get you. So this was your reading, Pisces. I hope you liked it. I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, please like, subscribe, share, comment, and come back. See you.